Hello and welcome back for more Explore Tulsa.
Trish, you just got a new bike.
Oh, I sure did. And cycling is really a great sport that's fun while helping you stay in shape.
Then you'll love this new book by John Turner, The Cyclist in You, a 28-day shift.
Huh, there must be a lot of pictures in that because it looks like you're almost finished reading it.
No, it's just a really interesting read of how cycling draws parallels between life events and your spiritual beliefs, all while having the wind in your face.
Something about, going back to your childhood. It's the freedom to get out and just explore and leave everything at home and just ride. You see everything in a whole different light as you slow down and you're riding your bike. You don't realize how steep an incline is, how pretty something is that's out in nature that you've just driven by several times, but you've never ridden by on a bike and see how neat it really is. I was into running, and our mill manager brought up the fact that we didn't have anybody riding in this particular challenge, and I said, well, I'm on the wellness committee. I just got my mountain bike out that I'd bought years ago and thought I was going to do a little cross training. I thought, well, yeah, I'll get out and ride, and got the bug. Technology is always changing, just like anything, and I think about when in my lifetime how much the bicycle has changed, and the fact that the components are so much better, their frames are lighter, there's so much more to it now, and it's amazing to see all the different types of bikes and all the different cycling that you can get into. It's not just about road bikes. There's so many different, I guess you could say, genres of cycling. The old saying, the cliche, once you've ridden a bike, you never forget how. You don't forget how, but you do learn that there's a lot more to it than you knew as a kid. A lot of people ask me, what kind of bike should I get? Well, you got to find out, what it is you're trying to achieve. There's the cross bikes where it's crossed between a road bike and a mountain bike. There's, obviously the road bike, but there's also just a comfort bike. A lot of people they want to come out here on the bridge and just take a leisure ride. I encourage anybody to ride, no matter what type of ride, what their level is of fitness. It's best to go to your local bike shop and just kind of see what they have, because the entry-level bikes are not that expensive. You can get into something and really enjoy it. If you look at my overall average in a year, I'll ride 20 miles a day on an average. But I've had the 100-mile rides, and I've had the miles where I'll just ride down the road and back just to get out and say I rode that day. So I'm typically 4,000 plus miles in a year. And this past year I got to go to Wichita Falls, Texas, and do the Hotter Than Hell, and that was a lot of fun. We have the Tour to Tulsa coming up. I did that last year. That was a great startup century ride. So I've done them, but not in an official setting where you ride with a lot more other bikers, and that was really fun. So I'll end up doing some of that this year, and then hopefully get to travel around the country and meet some other folks. The book is Cyclist in You, a 28-day shift, and that's kind of based on my lifestyle of living on a 28-day shift, doing shift work, and it's broken down into 28 days. The idea behind it is to read, ride, record, revolt, and repeat. It's all about change. So you figure out something that you want to change in your life, and that's what I found through cycling, is that it does something inside of you and begins to change your perspective on a lot of things in life. You can go run a mile and feel like you've ran a mile. You can go ride 10 miles and you don't feel that way. You still feel fresh, and you're not wore out like you can be when you run a lot. Albert Einstein said, I thought of that while riding my bike. And a lot of times that's what I've come up with, some great ideas while I'm out riding my bike that I probably wouldn't have thought of if I hadn't have taken that time.